Unpopular opinion. I do think aesthetics is important. There's so much stigma and shame, I guess, thrown at people who are trying or doing things for beauty and for aesthetics. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think beauty is important. I think aesthetics is important. I think everything around us, even us, we're all aesthetics. And okay, let me explain that. So, just if you look inside us, for example, inside us, each of us are internal organs and cells and atoms. And if you look at that, there are people that are so disgusted with internal organs they can't even bear to imagine it. If you look into a microscope, our skin is actually, it's weird looking connected stuff, veins and whatever that are just weird. It looks weird, it's not beautiful, but from the outside, we're wrapped in this beautiful skin, soft and bones that hold us together, that actually hide the internal organs. And all we see is here, those, we see somebody and we see their eyes, beautiful set of eyes that speak the emotions that their mouths can or their voice can say. We see that hair that bounces and dances against the wind and against gravity, and people walk and they chatter and they create this daily melody, this chaotic melody of our everyday. And this, but without all of that, without those lips and that nose and that hair and that those beautiful set of eyes and that soft touch and these fingers that can pick up things and stuff, that all we will see would be internal organs that are not always pleasing to the eyes of everybody else. But this, what we have here, this is pleasing to everyone else. And what you have, what everyone has, is pleasing to look at for each other. And the same thing is true with the sky. We see this beautiful powder blue color of the sky that's so relaxing, so refreshing. But in fact, out there's anything but peaceful. It's so chaotic, it's so harsh, so brutal. There's stars and meteors that are imploding and exploding and crashing against each other and crashing against other objects that can actually destroy and kill you in contact. You have black holes that are so dense that it does not allow life to exist. Imagine that. Not even light. No life, no light. It's harsh and it's not beautiful. But from down here, we see this beautiful cloud and that blue sky, unparalleled blue sky. And we see that twinkling star. So we're all, but even the forest, you watch this lion and this snake, and they're killing each other, trying to survive, eating each other for food and for survival. But then we look at them and we see this beauty of nature trying to balance each other out. And I mean, the nature filled with animals that are interacting for balance, to balance nature. And you see this beautiful mane of a lion in this sexy sliver of a snake, when in fact it can actually, some snakes are actually venomous and can kill you. So all of this, all of this are made so that it's pleasing to our eyes and it's pleasing to our senses. Without aesthetics, I think life would be unbearable. That's why I think it is important. One way though, one of it is, it becomes, aesthetics becomes disrespectful when we use certain objects against the nature of that object. So, for example, I guess we can just take that the animal kingdom as an example. You don't, you're not supposed to take a lion as a pet. It's gonna kill you. You appreciate it for what it is. You look at it. You respect its boundaries. You respect their home. You respect their nature, and that's how you appreciate its beauty. And the same thing with everything else. And I think one of the best examples that I can give is that one of the pre-colonial clothes of the Philippines is called the bahag. This is what the Aitas actually wear in the ancient times, and they are still wearing it, especially when it comes to traditional ceremonies or during times when they are celebrating. They're still wearing it, and I think it's a beautiful piece of clothing. One, it is when, for example, you use it if you want to go to a costume party and you use the bahag. Quite ask yourself what the costume parties are actually for. Are they there so that we can we can honor certain traditions in certain cultures, or is it there because it's just fun and people just want to show up as something else or somebody else and make and laugh and make fun of each other? And ask yourself, is that the way to honor the bahag, the part of the culture of the Filipinos and the Aitas? And the same thing with religion. You know, if there are certain religions and they put certain weight to certain things, before you take that and you put that in as a part of your jewelry or whatever, ask yourself, are you putting it there because you are honoring that object the same way that in the way that it was created to be honored? Am I making sense? Are you honoring it in a way that it should, or are you just using it for no other purpose? You know. But if, for example, somebody would like to take the Filipinos have a lot of headgears, a lot of headdresses that we use, and you want to use that because you think it's beautiful and it makes you beautiful. I don't see any problem with that, because I think beauty is important. And if being beautiful in your own interpretation of beauty, if being beautiful makes you feel good, I don't have any problems with that. I think it becomes a problem when you submit yourself to the beauty standards of other people. So that is just my opinion. Does not represent anyone else's, not even my family. And if other people share my opinion, then you're welcome to say it. But that's just mine. I do think aesthetics is fine. I think it's important. Beauty is important. And I don't take offense if any of the things that I consider important is used for aesthetics, for as long as it does not go against, for as long as it does not disrespect that object or that thing that I value. As I've said, if the bahag is used by somebody else and you show up in a costume party, ask yourself, what is that costume party for, before you use that. I just wanted to share it. I think aesthetics is important. I think beauty is important. Just make sure that you are defining beauty the way that you define it, and just make sure that whatever it is that you use to make yourself beautiful and to create that aesthetics that you want does not go against and disrespect other people's belief and culture.